With the trade deadline a couple weeks away on February 5th, I am so excited to see what players are going to get traded to what team. Now, while I myself have a list of players who I want to see get traded to certain teams, I really want to go into this ESPN article that just came out about 6 different trades that can possibly reshape the playoff picture as we know it. Now, I just want to go ahead and get right into it. We got the first one is going to be Milwaukee getting Michael Porter Jr. while giving away Kyle Kuzma, Taurean Prince, Cole Anthony to the Pistons, and a 2031 first round pick they're going to be giving away to Brooklyn. Now look, if I'm Brooklyn, I'd probably do it. I mean, we're looking at 2031 first round pick. Is Giannis going to be there? And if he is, how old is he going to be? Right? He's going to be way out of his prime, or if he is going to be in the later years of his career. And I don't think Milwaukee post 2028, 2029 are going to be real contenders anymore. Like, right now, they're not contenders. They're being desperate. They really want to make it happen. But I don't think they're going to win another championship if they keep going on this trajectory of being impatient and trying to like do too many trades at once. I understand Giannis wants to win. But if you're giving away this 2031 first round pick from the Bucks perspective to get Michael Porter Jr., the amount of money you're tying into these two guys. I mean, I know Michael Porter Jr. is having a career year with great efficiency. But do I really trust that around Giannis? I'm not saying he's going to make him worse, but it's just... It's a half a year sample size and he's playing great, so his value's at an all-time high, but you're giving away your future. I mean, they don't have a pick of their own until 2030, so you're giving on the 2030 first round pick as well. That's a difficult trade to make. Do I make it if I'm the Bucks? I really don't think so. I don't think I'd make this trade if I'm the Bucks. I mean, don't get me wrong. Michael Porter Jr. is that guy. But I don't see him being that guy to take you over the hump. Like I said, you're going to pay MPJ and Giannis a lot of money. Because if Giannis stays, it's because he goes with an extension. So how much money are you going to tie into that? But then again, now that I'm thinking about it, saying it out loud, if you get MPJ and Giannis doesn't sign, then you're kind of hoping that MPJ stays as this 25 point per game efficient scorer. So maybe it's not the worst idea, even if Giannis does leave. You do get MPJ, but you're really banking on the fact that he's going to stay at this level, right? Because if he dips, then you sold a big first round pick for MPJ who's not as good as you thought he would be. Now, personally, Milwaukee, I could be wrong, but I really wouldn't do it just because, like, man, you're really giving away your whole future for the next 5-6 years for a huge contract and a big potential upside, but a very, very, very low floor. You wouldn't even be able to rebuild at all because you don't have any of your first round picks. You've given them all away. It's a difficult one, but I don't think I'd do it. The second one is going to be Lakers adding Keon Ellis for Dalton Connect and a 2032 second round pick. This one I'd do immediately if I'm the Lakers because you get a good 3-and-D guard. I know he can be kind of streaky at times, but it's still a lot better than what you're going to get out of Dalton Connect. Dalton Connect's value has hit an all-time low. Every time he misses a shot, his stock value just tanks more and more. But if I'm the Kings, you're going to rebuild. And I think I'm not going to say one of the more valuable assets, but when you got Keon Ellis, such a good 3-and-D guy, I know he's not having the best the best season, but it's the Kings. Right now, nobody's having a good season. Domantas Sabonis, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, all these players have an all-time low value because of how bad they're playing. I mean, you would think with how bad their defense is, all their main guys are offensive players. So you'd be like, all right, bet. We got a good offensive team, but no, I know they've been injured and they've been having issues as of late, but they're like the second worst offense in the league. So all of them just look bad. So I would probably make a couple more phone calls and be like, hey, what can I get out of it? But at the same time, you're kind of buying low on a first round pick, Dalton Connect from a couple years ago. And if we're being honest, Golden State's probably going to end up giving Jonathan Kuminga to Sacramento for one of the guys like Zach LaVine or probably Domantas Sabonis, which is one of the bigger ones that I have on my list. But you do get a second round pick if you're the Kings. You do get Dalton Connect, which you're buying really low on. So I actually do like it for both sides, but I do really honestly think that the Kings can get a better offer if they go elsewhere, but they'd have to kind of just pick up the phone a couple more times. This will probably be the move they end up making, and this is honestly the most likely move I see happening. I mean, both sides are interested. One's trying to rebuild, one's trying to buy. They have the young guy. I'd go for it. Just as I say JK is going to go to the Kings, they have a trade where they send JK to New Orleans. So this is actually a 3-teamer. So it's Golden State, New Orleans, and Utah. Let's start with Utah first. They got Kevon Looney. They got a 2031 second round pick via the Raptors, a 2032 second round pick via the Pelicans, and cash considerations to match the money. New Orleans get Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody. They get a first round pick this year via the Warriors, a 2028 first round pick via Warriors top 10 protected, a 2030 first round pick from the Warriors as well, also somewhat protected, and they're giving away Trey Murphy III and Jordan Hawkins. So if I'm Golden State, I'm doing it, right? Trey Murphy III is a great player with great upside. He has great defense, can shoot. He has that type of play style that you want in the Warriors rotation. But if I'm the Pelicans and I'm having this whole situation with Zion and I'm having this whole situation with Derek Queen, which has been great as of late, I'm looking at this and I'm like, bro, I'm not going to get a good first round pick this year. The 2028 first round pick is going to be protected. Like, all these picks are going to be protected in some way, shape, or form. And it really, really heavily relies on what you think you can get from Jonathan Kuminga. Like, really what you think you'd get from him. Because would he fit in the play style with Derek Queen? And are you going to end up moving off of Zion? Are you going to hold on to Zion and see what his trade value goes up next year or what's going on? Because you probably want to get rid of him sooner rather than later. But you can hold on to him. So if I'm Golden State, I'm doing it. But you're giving away a lot of first round picks as a buy now team, which is what they're doing. I mean, they really are just trying to go buy in. But I really do feel like it's a higher chance that Golden State sends JK to the Kings because of the fact that in the offseason, the Kings obviously already stated that they wanted, their dream offseason was to get Russell Westbrook and Jonathan Kuminga. They got Russ and they can get Jonathan Kuminga in the same way I explained in the last trade with the Lakers. They're selling. They want to sell, and they want a Jonathan Kuminga. They can get a guy, young guy, to come in, start taking over, do what he wants to do, show what he wants to prove after he leaves the Warriors. And you'd probably end up giving Domantas Sabonis away because that's probably the most intriguing aspect you'd get. Like, the Warriors, of all people they'd want to get, it'd probably be Sabonis. So I definitely haven't. I've heard of the Trey Murphy to Golden State, but I didn't see all these picks, and I really don't know if I like this trade at all. I mean, if it happens, cool, right? But if it doesn't, like, I do think there's a better offer for Jonathan Kuminga. His contract is just so small right now for what he could possibly be, but you're kind of buying into the thought of Jonathan Kuminga being a great player. And if you look at his game, you have to make sure it fits with your team. So I don't know, that was a little weird, but I do like this one. I haven't seen this one yet. Trade number 4 is going to be the Wolves getting a point guard, which is going to be Trey Jones. And they'd be giving away Rob Dillingham and Terrence Shannon Jr. I don't like this at all. And the reason why I don't like it is a personal reason. I love Rob Dillingham. As soon as he got drafted to the Spurs and then the Timberwolves traded for him, I wanted him to go to the Spurs so bad because I thought he would fit really well next to Wemby. And when I seen he got traded to the Wolves, I was like, why would they do that? But also I want to see how this works with Ant. And it just hasn't been that way. I mean, you've seen highlight clips and it's like, man, this guy's shifty. He can really move, but he's just not making his shots and he's not making it happen. Defensively, he's a liability, like really big. And it's just not helping the Wolves at all. I mean, we're looking at a team who are not doing the best this season. I mean, Ant has had to carry them a lot to the point where, like, we don't know what Julius Randle's situation is going to be for the next couple of years with the Wolves. And when I thought of Rob Dillingham, I'm thinking, man, he's going to be a great point guard. And now we're looking at him getting traded for Trey Jones. And it's like, man, do you feel like Trey Jones is an upgrade and Rob Dillingham is just not going to hit his potential that we thought? It sucks. I mean, I do know they have to trade away Rob Dillingham at some point. I do understand that he's not going to hit his potential. But I would, and this is one of my list for the trades, I would really want the Wolves to heavily target Darius Garland. His stock is at an all-time low. He's still a great player, but he keeps getting injured with turf toe. But I just like it so much better. Like, the Darius Garland is what I expected Rob Dillingham to be. Maybe it's a little high for what people thought, but I really thought he can get there, and he just hasn't. But I still want to see a point guard of that caliber played next to Ant, and Darius Garland is the one that I really want to see happening. But if they can't let it happen, if it doesn't work out, then this trade's a good one. I mean, I don't, you look at Rob Dillingham as like a project for the Bulls next to Giddey. They probably going to trade Vucevic as well. So you're going to see them like using Rob to just do what he needs to do. And it might even help his growth in the long term anyways. But if you're Minnesota, you're like, dang, I really traded up for this guy. I traded up for Rob Dillingham and now we're selling with Trey Jones. Better point guard for the now. And I get it because you don't want to keep rebuilding. You don't want to wait for someone to get even better when you have Ant. I mean, he just hit 10,000 career points. He's a superstar. You want to win now with this guy. You've been to like the Western Conference Finals twice and lost in like, I think it was 5 games both times. You need to get over the hump. And if you're looking for a point guard right now, that's probably the best trade you're going to get. So I like the trade, but I would much rather them get Darius Garland if they can. The next trade is going to be Yabusele playing with Wemby in the Spurs. So this was a 3-teamer again. Washington, New York, San Antonio. New York gets Cam Whitmore. Washington gets Jeremy Sochan. And San Antonio gets Yabusele and a 2nd-round pick via the Suns. If I'm the Spurs, I'm doing it. If I'm the Knicks, I'm not doing it. If I'm Washington, I'm doing it. New York gets Cam Whitmore, who feels like a dead-end prospect at this point. I liked him coming into the league, but it just comes to a point where like his passing hasn't gotten better. His defense hasn't really gotten better. It's like when you're looking at New York, Cam Whitmore is that guy that you want on a rebuilding team, which is why I liked him in Washington. But putting him in a win-now team like New York, where they're trying to get everything figured out now, you don't want to put Cam Whitmore in there as like a, hey, let's hope you can do your thing. Like, he's not the best shooter. He's not the best player. And to fit him now in the New York Knicks, I don't like it. Now, Yabusele for them hasn't been the player that they were hoping he'd be. He's not hitting the threes that you want him to. He was in the league for a couple years and then was brought out. But as soon as he came back for the Olympics, he was really hooping. I mean, he dunked on Braun. And that's why I love it for the Spurs, because Knicks, they didn't get what they wanted out of Yabusele, which I really hope they would, because I really like the guy. But this is just not working. He's not getting playing time anymore. And for him to play next to Wemby, it's like a high risk, low reward. I mean, you're getting rid of Jeremy Sochan, which is probably going to be out the door anyways. And he goes to the Wizards, which I do like, because they're getting better, and you can get him next to a great playmaker like Trae Young now. So you get, double Frenches in the lineup. They play together really well in the Olympics. They know how they play with each other. They got great chemistry, and you get a second round pick via the Suns, which is great. So I love it for them. But for the Knicks, it's like, if you really can't get anything else out of Yabusele and you can't trade him for any other player, I guess you can go for Cam Whitmore. But I just don't like it for the Knicks. But for every other team in here, I do. I like the idea. I do hope it happens, because I just want to see the Spurs play really well and want them to contend. So I think Yabusele is a great pickup for them, especially with that second round pick that they can get. That'd be great, but not for the Knicks. So we'll see if it happens. I hope it does. All right, and the last trade is going to be Brook Lopez going to the Raptors, and the Clippers get Abaji, Jamison Battle, and a 2026 second round pick via the Lakers. This has been the least intriguing one so far, I'm not going to lie. Brook Lopez to the Raptors. I mean, the Raptors are doing pretty good. They're currently 24-16 in the East. You get a big guy, 7-footer, Brook Lopez. I mean, he's not as good as he was a couple years ago, but he can still shoot. And since Jakob Poeltl hasn't played since December 21st, it just makes more sense. You get another big, and then when Jakob Poeltl comes back, he's the backup. Like, I do like the pickup for the Raptors. It's a simple one, but I like these simple trades. You're filling in the gaps, and this helps you build out your whole roster. And as for the Clippers, I mean, Abaji's a good player. I do like him as a prospect. You get Jamison Battle, you get the 2026 second round pick. I mean, I honestly, if I'm the Clippers, I'm selling everything. Besides the fact that I want to sell the whole team, I would really sell everything. I mean, I try to trade with James Harden. His stock value is really high. So is Kawhi. Brook Lopez is all right, and if you can get Abaji out of this, I would do it in an instant. And for Toronto, I'm doing it. I mean, you're in a spot where, like, I personally feel like they're trying to buy in with what they got and make a couple moves, but if they play it right and Brook Lopez ends up being the guy you want him to be, he can be a really good addition. So I like the trade for both sides, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, that was ESPN's article for the 6 trades that could possibly change the shape for the playoffs. A lot of these I do like. Honestly, like, if all these happen, I love it, because I like seeing in the middle of the season things change, because you just see it 1 week to another, like we saw last year. 1 week to another, Luka's in the Mavs, and then he goes to the Lakers. So I do want to see these things happen. None of these are that big compared to last year's, but they do move the needle for a couple teams, and if they do the right trades and the right moves around it, it can change the landscape of the NBA. But we gotta wait and see what happens. We got a couple weeks left. February 5th is the trade deadline. We all gotta be on there. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Appreciate it. If you guys like the video, please like it. Subscribe if you enjoy. I'm gonna keep reacting. I'm gonna be posting all the videos about basketball that I want to. Posting gonna be 3-4 times a week. And I appreciate you guys watching. Peace.